Do you say we shouldn't celebrate President's Day because those presidents were slave owners? Do you say that, Candace Owens? No, you don't. You know why? Because if you ever did, they wouldn't pay you to do what you are doing. You come off like you're trying to help the black community, but really, you are only put in place to tear down the black community. Because you are not coming up with any solutions. You are just being a mouthpiece for white supremacists. That's what you are doing. And you are a hypocrite. You celebrate President's Day, even though they were criminals. They had white supremacist ideologies, but yet you still celebrate President's Day. But you would tell us that we are celebrating George Floyd and he's not a saint. You hypocrite. And then on top of that, let's go into the way that George Floyd was murdered, because that's what it was. It was a modern day lynching. A modern day lynching. You know why it was a lynching? I've seen the pictures of when black people used to be lynched and hanging up on trees. They were left to hang up on the tree like a spectacle for white people. They were left hanging like a spectacle. Well, you know what that George Floyd murder reminded me of? A lynching that took place on the ground. Instead of him hanging from the treetops, he was laying on the ground. And even after he was dead, that white monster Chauvin was still kneeling on top of him, making a spectacle for everybody to see. So George Floyd's death was a spectacle before the entire world. And I'm not going to rush through this video. I'll do 2 parts if I have to. So I'm telling myself to speed up. I'm not going to rush. I don't care. You want to watch it, you watch it. You don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch it. And I'm still on code. I'm still on Jaguar code. Because I'm talking about common justice. So I'm on Jaguar code. So you want to talk about devil behavior of the past? Well, guess what? That's what Chauvin, that's what he exemplified. He exemplified the devil behavior of white people who used to hang black people. He lynched them. And you as a so-called black woman, you got the nerve to say that Derek Chauvin didn't have a fair trial. The nerve of you to say that. And here's another thing. You try to say the murder was not premeditated. You know how I'm about to get you busted? You know how I'm about to get you busted? Because he had time to get up off of the man's neck. Let me tell y'all something. Out in nature, right? When lions go in to kill prey, what's the first thing they go for? The throat. The throat. So you mean to tell me we as human beings, we supposed to be at the highest level of intelligence, of cognitive abilities, but yet Derek Chauvin didn't have enough sense to know that when you attack the neck of a person, that you will kill them. He didn't know that this is an area that kills. This is an airway. You mean to tell me an animal has more sense than Derek Chauvin? Derek Chauvin, he acted less than an animal. Animals don't even keep biting the neck of something after they have already killed it. This man, he stayed on the neck of George Floyd even after Floyd was dead. And you just want to talk about he didn't get a fair trial and that it wasn't a premeditated murder and he didn't mean to kill him. He put his knee on a man's neck, and now we have the evidence going back to 2017 that he did the same thing. And you want to convince us that this man is innocent. And I want to bring up a statement you made, Candace Owens. Didn't you say out of your mouth, you said, if you do stupid things, you win stupid prizes. Did you not say that? And guess what that means? I'm going to hold you to your words. Derek Chauvin, no, you said if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Derek Chauvin, he played a stupid game by kneeling on the neck of George Floyd. Therefore, he did what? He won a stupid prize. Life in prison. I'm using your words. The Bible say they are snared by the words of their mouth, meaning what you say can be used against you. I'm bringing it back in your face, putting your words back in your face like a pie in the face. You got to eat it. Now you got to eat the cream from the pie, falling all in your mouth. Those are your words I'm using against you. That's what you said. So you can't go back on it. So Derek Chauvin, according to what you said, he won a stupid prize for playing a stupid game. So now how you going to say he wasn't given a fair trial? You hypocrite. Don't mess with left side of the brain. Y'all bringing out something that don't mess with left side of the brain on this information. You can't mess with left side of the brain. I'm telling you. Yes, I'm tooting my own horn. Don't mess with left side of the brain. When I'm standing on truth, I'm egotistical. Don't mess with left side of the brain. Because I give the business. Can't nobody mess with me on this HPB information. You can't mess with me on this stuff. So we using your words. Now, let's talk about Makhia Bryant. For those who don't know, in Ohio, you had was she 15 or 6? A 16-year-old girl. I might be misquoting. I believe she was 15 or 16. Let's just leave it there. Makhia Bryant, tragically killed. In this incident, this is another person that Candace Owens went at. She said, she called this dead girl, a dead black girl, she called her a knife-wielding maniac. So let's give you a rundown of the story of what took place in Ohio with the recent killing of Makhia Bryant. We're about to wrap it up. Now, cops came on the scene. White cops came on the scene during a altercation between Makhia Bryant and some other girls. It's a lot of stories surrounding it, but what I'm hearing is these girls, they either stayed at the house. She was a foster child. So they either stayed at the house or they was coming over or something and they was trying to jump her. But as the story goes, she had a knife. She had a knife. So when the cops came, they was in the midst of fighting. So the cop pull up. He gets out of the car. And he was a coward. This cop was a coward. He gets out of the car. And he doesn't even say freeze, cops, drop the knife, or anything. He yells, get down, but he doesn't say drop the knife. He doesn't do anything like that. He doesn't say cops, freeze. He didn't do any of that. So he pulls out his gun. Him being a genius, the first thing that he does is decides, instead of using my taser, or instead of just going up to the girl, grabbing her, disarming her, no, in this guy's mind, in this devil's mind, the first thing that he thinks to do is to shoot the girl 4 times in the back. Pow, 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 pow. That's how he shot her. Aimed. Pow, 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 pow. Excessively using lethal force. That proves he wasn't HPB, that cop who showed up on the scene. Because that's what HPBs are about. Violence and manipulation. He wanted to kill a black person anyway. So he used that scene, that scenario, as the perfect opportunity to give him the green light to end the black person's life. Like I said, violence and manipulation. So when it's brought up in his face, he can manipulate it and say, oh, it was because she was going to stab the other girl, so I had to shoot her. If he cared so much about saving a life, then why did he shoot the girl 4 times? Hypocrisy. If he cares so much about saving a life, why did he feel the need to shoot her not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times, 4 times? Does it take 4 times to stop someone from stabbing a person? Does it take 4 shots? Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. 1 shot. Why isn't that enough? 2 shots. Why isn't that enough? 3 shots. Why isn't that enough? 4 shots to the back of a 16 or 15-year-old girl? I know if I was a cop and if I was to put myself in that situation, I wouldn't have shot no girl in the back 4 times. You know what I would have done? I would have ran up to them. He wasn't that far away. Now, people are saying things like, oh, well, if he didn't have enough time, he only had split seconds. That's bull crap. Only thing he had to do was run up there. He was a coward. It don't take that long to take a knife from a little 16-year-old girl. He got mace on him. He could have went and maced the girl. And by the way, the girl was defending herself. She didn't know she was going to die that day. She was only 16, 15 years old. What kind of justice is that? I thought the death penalty is designed for people who kill people, not for people who attempt to kill people. So basically, he gave her the death sentence, and she didn't even do the crime that deserves the death penalty. She didn't kill anyone. So basically, he played God. He went off hypotheticals. What if she hypothetically stabs this girl and the girl gets killed? So I gotta diffuse the hypothetical situation and kill the girl before she hypothetically stabs and kills the other girl. So I'm going to give her the death penalty, even though she didn't deserve the death penalty. She didn't kill anyone, but yet I'm going to kill her for not killing anyone. You see the logic behind that? Now somebody would say, well, what if that was your daughter? Or this, and that. You know what I would tell them? I wouldn't want nobody to shoot another person and kill them if they had another method or means of stopping the violence. And even if it was my daughter, I don't have a daughter. Even if, hypothetically, that was the situation, 4 shots is still too excessive. So yes, he unloaded on that girl and he intended to kill her. That was racism. That was a racist action. Okay? When you shoot something, pow, 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 after each shot, you know you hit the target, pow. I'm gonna do it again, pow. I'm gonna do it again, pow. I'm gonna do it again, pow. Why? Why 4 shots? Excessive force. Excessive force. Now, let's put things into perspective. The reason why he did that, because that's a bully's mentality. I know for a fact, going back to the George Floyd thing, let's run a scenario. If it was, hypothetically, let's say if it was a white man and it was a black cop. Let's reverse the George Floyd scenario. A white man, a black cop, and we'll keep the Asian cop. White man on the ground, black cop is kneeling down on the white man's neck. In the George Floyd case, it was black witnesses. So let's change the witnesses out from being black to white in this scenario, hypothetical. So you got a black man with his knee on a white man's neck in the middle of New York City, NYPD. You got a black man on a white man's neck. Or was it New York or Minnesota where this took place? Whatever. A black man, was it Minneapolis? Whatever. A black man on a white man's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. White people with cameras telling a black man, get up, officer, he's dead already. Why are you not getting up? Do you think for a second in a scenario like that a black man would stay kneeling on a white man's neck? Be real, people. Be real. You know that wouldn't happen. Would there be an Asian cop with his hands folded, with a callous look on his face, not saying nothing, not showing no emotions, just ignoring the white people saying, get up off the white man's neck, you're killing him, he's dead, he's already dead, and then the EMS come and the black cop just gets up and he just walks away after he killed a white man? Be real. You know that wouldn't play out like that. No black man would even be bold enough to do anything like that. But you know what empowers these HPB racists to do things like that? Because they've been getting away with it so long. Since the beginning of America, they've been getting away with it. So they don't have a second thought about it. They do it because they feel like they can get away with it. And that's why Derek Chauvin remained on the neck of George Floyd like that. He had black people around him. He didn't care. He killed a black man in front of other black people. You know a black man wouldn't kneel on a white man's neck for no 9 minutes and 29 seconds. He know he would get the rope for doing something like that. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Now, let's talk about cut my car on because my lights went off and I don't want my battery to go dead. I got one of them type of joints where you gotta press the start engine, and them type of batteries, they die on you. Like, that might be more technology and shit, but that shit be dying out on you. But anyway, y'all know that shit wouldn't happen. You know, you can't even see that in your mind because you know that wouldn't happen. Now,